Welcome to The Informant, the podcast that talks about anything and everything. We cover from sports, religion, politics, social, you name it. I'm your host as ever, Dr. McLeod. So without any further ado, let's delve right into it. Good day, my good people. I hope I find you well. Kwamuri Kwese, wherever you are. You could be in Zimbabwe, you could be in South Africa, you could be in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Dubai, United Kingdom, wherever you are. Just know that I have respectively greeted you. What a day, what a day, what a day. Right, I have some news here. It's not very much breaking news, but it's in detailed news pertaining to things that you might be suspicious of, not so sure about. Like I always say to those people that do blogging, the bloggers, and also the media houses, I don't know if you can understand me for once. Please try to be neutral every time you report. It gives you better chances, or you stand to have better chances of speaking to the right players, the political players. Get information right from the source rather than reporting on reported information. It helps a lot. I was speaking to some political players. I should openly say that. And I was getting what I call direct information. And this will surprise a lot of people because at times it's not what we see, because the people that's reporting on certain issues are not taking time. They're just doing it for views, likes, and the sorting of clout, the attention, everything. When I say don't shoot each other, don't threaten each other, don't jealous each other, don't falsely accuse each other. All these people who are having guns out, knives out, bows and arrows out, spears out to try and hack each other's life, you're just but wasting your time. Let me tell you, you are not the players when it comes to this game. The real players are out there. You are just aggrieved citizens who are wanting things to go the way they feel things have got to go. So please spare each other's life and just at times sit and watch to see things happen. Because the position we have in Zimbabwe right now, it's beyond just the ordinary citizen. It's beyond the electorate. It is within the political players. Right? There is no one communicating with anyone at the moment. So don't even try and buy lies when people say, I'm with so-and-so, or I've heard from so-and-so, or don't. All these political players know that there's phone hacking. All these political players know that there's phone recording. All these political players know that there's betrayal. So they are not in a position to be talking to anyone at the moment. I was speaking to quite a number of them, and this is what I was told. You know what, Pastor? I'm like, yes. Say, at this point in time, no one is trusting anyone. Even within the political field, no politician is trusting the next political player. Because we are not so sure who belongs where. Because some people are two-faced. One of them went on to reference to what I posted sometime, which is just about, I think, a month, when I said it's high time all political players or all people that are involved in this squabble and divide to be forced to openly declare which side they are belonging to. Because once this is done, it eliminates quite a number of people who are sitting neutral, sitting on the fence, not so sure which side to go. There are some players who are saying, if ED remains in position, he'll know that I'm for him. If he's kicked out by any chance, and let's say the M31 movement takes over, they've got to think that I was also with them. These are the people that have delayed the decisions that are being made by the two divides. Get me and get me very correct on this one. They are being blamed for delaying the outcome of this argument or this battle or this fight. Because if everyone had openly declared who they are standing with and who they are for, it will make life very easy for the decision to be made. Let's go, and I'll show you what I've been told pertaining the breaking in of General Mhonda's office at the highest security order of the KG6 barracks. Right. You remember Comrade Sanyatwe saying, Zanu-PF ichatonga kusvika madhongi amera nyanga. You definitely knew that the man was standing for Zanu-PF, with Zanu-PF, by Zanu-PF, and whatever term you want to use, he was all for Zanu-PF. Having said that, you don't have expected him then to be, it's not demotion, but indirectly they say it's demotion. You would not have expected him to be demoted from the office that he was occupying to Minister of Sport. Because they say power is held within the barracks. Being a minister, you are very vulnerable. You are controlled on what you can say, what you can do, and even the disciplinary lines that you follow. It's totally different to the jacket setup of the army, where authority is obeyed by hierarchy. So before you know it, Comrade Sanyatwe is moved. He becomes the Minister of Sport. And what happened? A lot of the reason he was moved, it is said or rumored that he was very close to the Vice President, retired General Constantine Chiwenga. He's said to have been a very, very close ally of him, and he's also said to be a man who doesn't take nonsense, from what I'm told. And whatever was going to be said, it's said that his chances of approving the M31 movement influence were very high had he remained in position. I want you to take note so that you come to the breaking in of the General Mhonda's office. Right, General Mhonda's office was broken into within the barracks, and now it's taken a new twist. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the news. Remember, this is the presidential guards area that has been broken into. The highest order of security when it comes to national security. And this is the KG6 barracks, and Comrade Mhonda, who leads the presidential guard, has got his office broken into. Some are saying, on theory, it's a well-crafted act, because there's nobody who would have broken through the door locks of that system. Secondly, the surveillance system that is there could not have been tampered with had there not been people very close being involved. So what was stolen when everything was broken in, I've been given a list of 4 very important things that have been taken or weighed away after the break-in. Number 1, it is the classified documents. Number 2, it is the personal letters. Number 3, it is the framed recommendations or framed commendations. Number 4, it is the historic photographs of him from the time he joined the military up to current. Right. Describing the incident, I'm told that the office is deeper in the compound of the KG6. It's not close to the gates. It's right deeper into the compound of the KG6, of which most what's required of the person to get there when passing, you've got to pass through quite a number of boom gates before you get to where his secured office is. Meaning to say, security was bridged from boom gate number 1 right up to the middle of the place where his security office is. Describing the incident, I'm told that a lot of people are suspected to have been compromised in the way. If not, a lot of people are suspected to be standing on the side of the M31, because there was no way this could have happened had the proper security been in position. Right. Reason for his attack is simple. It said, number 1, he has used or was using or is still using the presidential until the time I told you, and was still using the presidential guard as private force to some high-profile political actors, most notably the business person of the business magnate Kuda Tagwirei. So because of his association with him, that's the reason why the office was broken into. He is also said to have been getting up to 25,000 US every month as payment for these services. So he is a person suspected to be too aligned to Kuda Tagwirei, and because the business magnate is said to have been using money to pay him to secure the services that he was being provided. General Mhonda presided over the young women for ED. This was at a rally in Masvingo, meaning to say he has got his side, which he was supporting, or aiding to the mission that is being driven to support the young women for ED. To make matters worse, and I said, when I was being told, I said, no, say it again, I'm not getting it properly. I was told that a General Mhonda's wife, right, was the chief and is still the chief coordinator of Kuda Tagwirei. I'm like, what do you mean? Then I was told, man of God, his wife is even the one who is the chief coordinator of all the things that Kuda Tagwirei is doing. And I was saying, which things? Then they say the LTII. They say, what do you mean? He said, the Land Tenure Implementation Initiative. The coordinator of that project is General Mhonda's wife. So you can see the closeness of the people there between General Mhonda and the business magnate, the business mogul, Kuda Tagwirei. No wonder why he was giving him the security and all these monies that are being transferred between the two. It's because of that. Right. Now, having noted all that, and now there's an uprising or a divide within the Zanu-PF itself, the Geza movement is now hell-bound to curb General Mhonda's influence when it comes to these political matters and the guarding and the security being provided to the people that they are targeting. Henceforth, his office has been attacked. But there's 4 theories that have come up pertaining the break-in of this office. Theory number 1, it said it is an instruction by foreign agencies being consulted by the Geza movement, who said that they needed some action to be taken for them to obtain sensitive information so that they will help them to wreak out this established movement of the sitting president, which is actually inclusive of Kuda Tagwirei. So number 1, it's said to be an influence from foreign agencies. Theory number 2, I'm saying it is an act to weaken the presidential guard's leadership. Now that the office has been broken into and everyone knows that that office is the most secure place of all places within the compound of KG6, they said by breaking in, it weakens the presidential guard's leadership, meaning to say they are vulnerable to attack. They are no longer as robust as what was being thought. Theory number 3 is he is a compromised person who acted to cover his double face. They are saying as much as the office was broken into, still General Mhonda is not to be trusted. Reason being, he is playing two-face. He is standing with the sitting president, who's Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. At the very same time, he's also on the side of the M31. Reason he's doing that, nobody knows. So they are saying, theory number, it could be because he is now a compromised person who is double acting to try and please both sides. To say if the remaining president who wins the fight between the two divides, he still remains in charge. If the president is ousted by the power of the M31, which is moving powerfully, then he will also jump boat to say, I also played my part when you were doing whatever you wanted to do. Now we come to the basis of politics. You don't have to trust nobody. Like I always say, every time when I'm talking, there is no difference between friends and enemies in politics. Let's go to theory number 4 before I start to expand on these things, on these points. Theory number 4 is saying Mhonda, by having the office broken, he allowed for it because he is now jumping bot. There's having this explained to me, I'm told that he has seen that it's now a bit weaker on the presidential side because of the challenge that has been posed by the M31. He is now jumping bot to go to the M31 movement. Reason being, he knows that if the sitting is defeated, he is also bound to lose. So at this point in time, he is being pointed fingers to say he allowed for that, and all he's doing is play acting, which very soon is going to result in him being reshuffled from that position. Wait and see. I've been hinted on that. Theory number 5 of the 5 theories that have been given. They say it is a play act to support the reshuffles by the sitting president in an act to get rid of some personnel in their act to tighten the grip. Because an office has been broken into, which shows that protocols have been bypassed, it means to say the sitting president, as the chief army commander, he has got now the powers to reshuffle everyone from top to bottom. In this process, because of this act, if he starts to move out some people that he was half trusting or was not quite so sure about, no one will blame him because he will point to the reason of the breaking in of the office of General Mhonda. These are the 5 theories that have been given to me. It did not end there. And I then said, right, explain to me then what happened after this and what is going to happen from thence on or from here on. The files confiscated are said to have been are to be used to covert deployments and internal communications that are not meant for public review. What it then means to say is all these files that have been confiscated, right? The information that they want to use is not for public review, but it is for the opposition or the M31 divide to use in attacking the sitting system, because now they've got all the details pertaining to who is deployed where, what powers have they been given, especially don't worry, give me 2 minutes. I'll go to where I feel is the most sensitive part of this presentation, right? Who is now allowed to be speaking to all these people? Not all of these people, not everyone else, like other people are claiming that so-and-so called me, so-and-so is saying this. No. There is now only one person who's speaking, and it's Colonel Masawi. He said a high-level inquiry team has now been drawn from military intelligence and law enforcement agents. They have all been set up to look much into this incident. This is Colonel Masawi. I can quote his name. I don't think he's got any problem with that. It's Colonel Masawi who said a certain team has now been set for them to have a serious look or a serious insight into this the whole incident, this occurrence. He said our main priority is now to recover the stolen materials and identify those who are responsible. Then I say, how do you expect to receive the stolen files, and what is it? Who is it that you are suspecting to have been responsible for this? As much as I know, there's the M31 divide, which is fighting the sitting. Who do you expect or suspect? He said, nothing can be commented as of now, but one thing he can tell, one thing that he rest assured me of, he said, all security logs are now being reviewed. The minute you start to talk of security logs, this is where people like myself come into play, the system analysts, where we track everything pertaining to data, pertaining to logins, pertaining to activities within systems, to try and check who is who was logged where, what time, what is it that they were accessing, frequency of logging in, and connections, who they communicated with. Those are what we call logs that needs to be compiled for them to try and come up with the right people who they are suspecting to be the perpetrators of this, what they call the evil act. Right. Number 4, the personnel assigned to KG6 are now being interviewed because there's no way out. Security can be breached from the boom gate right to the office of the leader of the presidential guard, especially considering that there is a fight between these people. The divide is known to everyone. This is a breach of national security protocols and cannot be tolerated, and this has been echoed by Colonel Masawi. He says it is unstable. It is unstabling the whole system to believe or to think, to even think that the whole security system was breached until to the office of the main person who leads the presidential guard. If the office can be breached into, it means to say the president is very vulnerable, according to what I have been told. So it's a serious act that can see heads roll and some people imprisoned. Right, let's go to what was said. I didn't say, what then was the position, having known that this has been reported now to the president? What was his feedback? He said the president described the act as very unacceptable. No and never. It's unbelievable, it's unheard of within all governments to know that the leader of the presidential guard's office has been broken into. It means to say basically there is no security, not only for the president, but for the nation. Right. How then did this affect the system of Zimbabwe? The integrity of the Zimbabwean security forces is paramount. It's known to every person. So it has actually shaken the confidence of the leadership from the president right to every person who is worthy being given security. State ministers, members of parliament, and all those people like you have been seeing, they are all now very vulnerable because the presidential guard is the one that deploys people that gives them protection. From Zanu-PF's challenge, this occurrence or incident, it has surpassed not only to remain as a Zanu-PF challenge, but it has broadened up to become a national challenge. But not only did it end as a national challenge, I was told, and I said, why now has it just moved from being a Zanu-PF to national? He said, Makore, it's gone beyond a national challenge. It's now spilled out to become a regional challenge and can affect the whole region's stability. And I'm like, what do you mean? This is just the presidential guard, which is meant to be for the president. He said all information pertaining the movements of the president, his meetings with many people, all those files are kept within this office. So basically what it means, every country and every meeting that he has had, all the secret documents and meetings and minutes of meetings were all in the office of General Mhonda. What does this mean? It means to say, elections that took place in Botswana, the minutes are there. Elections that took place in Mozambique, the minutes were there. Elections that took place in South Africa, the minutes were there. Elections that took place in Zambia, the minutes were there. Even Namibia, you go, all the minutes were there. Reason being, that's where they are supposed to be kept, because they are meant for the president. Any information, the safest place you can place it for security is the presidential guard's office where General Mhonda sits. So if that has been stolen, it's gonna spill out to cause what you call regional instability. All those now I have a big question. To all of those who are busy pointing each other and saying, you have been planted by Zanu-PF, this one is a sellout. People who are planted in different nations, all that information is within the documents that are said to have been stolen. So whoever claims or purports to have been working within this office of the president, falsifying on people, I'm telling you that the information has been stolen and it's now in the wrong hands. So chances are every person deployed out, Their names are most likely now, as it stands, going to be put on public domain. You are going to know who is who and who has been lying and who has been kept quite private. This is how serious this is. Let's say there were elections in Mozambique and people were deployed there to make sure that they guard and protect the interests of Zimbabwe and the interests of the region. All that documentation has been stolen from that office. That's how dangerous this act is. That's how detrimental this act has become. So it's not, don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. That's why I say, bloggers and reporters, news houses, please have a relationship with people so that you get these things in detail. I'm not a reporter. I'm just a person who is connected to people, who likes to talk to people, and who's trusted by people. Henceforth, you are now getting information that you are supposed to be getting, but you are not busy doing your job. You are busy fighting for attention and clout. Yet people are needing the news to know the position of the nation and the position of the region, above all the position of the parties, and especially the Zanu-PF in divide. So the confidence is shaken. Nobody knows who to trust and who not to trust. For enemies and friends are all the same. Right, from Zanu-PF challenge, like I said, it's gone on to national challenge, and now spilled over to become a regional challenge, which is most likely to cause regional instability. The breaking in is because of security apparatus that have become entangled in partisan interests. The security apparatus are not meant to be tampering or to be involved in political issues, but because of their partisan interests. Remember, like I said, General Mhonda saying Zanu-PF ichatonga kusvika madhongi amera nyanga. That's partisan interest. Already he has shown you that he is on the side of Zanu-PF, yet military is supposed to be known to be neutral. This is what I've always been telling people, that security of Zimbabwe is Zanu-PF. This is when I was talking to you about all the security apparatus being connected to Zanu-PF. You cannot get Zanu-PF out. If you hear yourself shouting that we want to get Zanu-PF out of power, and let me tell you, from today until the day you go right into the grave, you're still far away from what you're saying, because it needs some reformations, referendum receipts for these things to be changed before people start to talk about the ousting of Zanu-PF. General Mhonda declared he was Zanu-PF. People from the security apparatus are being promoted into the Zanu-PF ranks. It means to say it's a system connected. So I don't see opposition in Zimbabwe. We are an undeclared one-party state, but we are a one-party state. So if I hear people talking about opposition to say, no, we are Triple C, we are MDC, we are yellow, we are red, we are blue movement, I'm just looking at you and I'm like, it's because I don't know. I don't want to denigrate people. But let me put it in quotes so that it becomes a light term. It will show me that people are shallow in politics because they haven't understood the roots upon which the politics of Zimbabwe is built. Who dares to penetrate the fortress of Zimbabwe? Questions could be asked. Because there's not a single chance, not a single day where you can dream to believe that the fortresses of Zimbabwe, the fortress place of Zimbabwe can be penetrated and have documents stolen from right amidst of the office of the presidential guard leader. It's impossible. Impossible is not the right word. It's para-impossible, beyond impossible. But it happened. What does it mean? It means to say there's serious infiltration within the security forces. So the shout by M31 is not a light shout. It is a big shout bringing a big fight to destabilize what has been an ancient Zanu-PF system. Zimbabwe has got one of the most formidable brigade zones in the whole region. It is known. South Africa is said to be the biggest, but Zimbabwe is said to be the second biggest. I don't know about Tanzania. I've heard about Tanzania. I'm still yet to verify. So before I talk about Tanzania, but I will still want to tell you that Zimbabwe is known for its power and formidable brigade zone. So to have that broken into, right into the office of the leader of the presidential guard, to steal documents, to steal security systems, to blind all CCTVs and take away all traces of the act. I still have got a lot of questions. Somebody very close was very involved. A lot of people were involved because it's a string of connection before you get to that office. I've been there. Maybe some people have never been there. You don't just show your ID at entry point, but every time you get to a place, you are bound to identify who you are. You cannot bypass that security. It's what can I say? It's a very strong, if not tough, security system that you can ever pass through. You know, we pass through the immigration where you're chased by those. That's not security. Those can be breached. But the Zimbabwe Presidential Guard, the KG6 area zone, it's one of the most tightest security places you can ever get to. So what is this doing? Is this exposing the factional battle within the Zimbabwe military? Or is it a calculated political gambit where the sitting president and that's one side of Zanu-PF are now trying to show you that you cannot do anything. We can plan ahead and destroy you with people's support. We can destroy you and show you that no one can even tamper around with us. If it is, let us have it in detail. So is this exposing the factional divide within the Zimbabwe military? Is M31 headed by Comrade Geza stamped a foothold into the military and taken over to place a challenge to the sitting president's security systems? Its questions still need to be answered. This action simply shows that it is a reminder that no stronghold is immune. As much as people can taunt about the president, as much as people can taunt about the system being sent by this act alone is showing that it is a reminder that there is no stronghold that is immune. Every stronghold can be penetrated. What's your take on this? I've got more information later on, but as of now, chew this bone. Sit back, relax, discuss, give your views as I bring you more information, more news. As of now, enjoy your day.